Welcome to this quick guide on mastering SQL queries and T-SQL. In last episode, we discussed order by, group by, having, and top clauses. We also talked about assignment number 5. In this episode, we are going to deep dive into DDL, that is data definition language. We are going to cover all the DDL commands like create, drop, alter, truncate, and rename. We will touch upon all the database objects creations like creation of table, index, function, triggers, stored procedures, and views. We will also differentiate delete all versus truncate in this session. You will get to know assignment number 7 and create 2 new tables. They are amenity master and amenities bookings. We will then fill these tables with data from Excel. At the end of this episode, you would be able to understand DDL in depth. So let's get it. DDL, that is data definition language. This is used to create, modify, delete database structure and various database objects. So what are the examples of DDL? There are many DDL commands like create, drop, alter, truncate, and rename. We are going to talk about all of these in today's session. Create command, basically this helps to create database or its objects. Database, there are many database objects like table, index, function, views, stored procedures, and triggers. If you go to cover this in details, it takes lots of episodes and they will be all covered in coming episodes. But today I am going to introduce each one of them. We will create tables, index, functions, views, stored procedures, and triggers all in one shot. So first of all, let's go and try to see how to create tables. Creation of tables has already been discussed in previous episode, but for your reference, today I am going to introduce 2 new tables in the list. So let me take you to the assignment page. I am in Google Chrome and you type CodeWithAbby@blogspot.com, and here to your left there is a navigation wherein you can click on assignment number 7. Once you click this assignment number 7, assignment 7 opens for you, and this discusses about creation of 2 tables. So we have already created 5 tables earlier. You can refer our previous episodes for these 5 tables. We have also inserted lots of data in those tables. Those are all real-time data, and it's a huge data set for your queries which you will be executing in coming episodes as well for the complex queries. So today the 2 tables are, first is amenities master. Amenities master is a table which contains all these amenities details. Now let me explain what are amenities. So if you are staying in a society, apartment society, there are many amenities out there. For example, clubhouse, for example, party hall, and others. So you have the amenity master table which contains all the amenities details. We have amenities ID of a small int and a primary key, amenity name which is not null. We have one-time booking charge, which is a charge one time for this particular booking, which is of float type. We have date created, which has got a constant called default. If you have not specified date created, so it will take the default date. We have is active, which tells that whether this amenity is active or not, because what happens over the period of time, many amenities are discontinued. So if the amenity has got discontinued, so this will be marked as N. So is active will be marked as N. And then finally we have a comment which holds the comments, if any. The second table is amenities bookings. Amenities bookings table is the one which basically holds the booking details of all amenities. So any resident can book amenities. So this contains amenities ID, not null, resident ID, not null, booking start date, booking end date, and booking date. So this is the start date where the booking has to be started, and end date, so number of days can be calculated. It's the total amount, and booked by is the person. Booked by is the person who will actually be booking this. All right, so let's create this table first. I am in SQL Server Management Studio, and let's create this 2 table. I have selected apartment DB from here, and let me select this first table creation. Hitting the button, table gets created. Now let's create the amenities booking table. Selecting and hitting the execute button, second table gets created. And now if you go and try to see what all tables get created, SP tables, you see that all tables out here, right? So now let's go and insert data into these tables. So we know that there is a document on Google Drive from where you can actually download the details. So here is the Google Drive link wherein you can copy and paste in browser. This will open the sheet for you. So what I'm going to copy this whole thing, and then let's go to SQL Server Management Studio. Here I am going to the tables, refresh it once, and then which table I'm going to insert? I'm going to insert data into amenities master. So let me select amenities master from here and saying edit top 200 rows. It opens, select this and paste this. Right, this has been pasted. Now let me go to amenities booking, select these all details, copy it. Now here in the table, amenities booking, edit top 200 records, select this, and data has been inserted. So we have inserted data in both of the tables. You can quickly check those tables. So select all from amenities master. So you see this, all whole details got selected, right? You have seen that table has been created. I will now take you for the index creation, function creation, views creation, stored procedures, and triggers creation. So let me take you again to the SQL Server Management Studio. I am in SQL Server Management Studio, and now you can see that I have written those scripts for you in order to save our timings. So I'll give you the brief introduction to each of these, but I'm not going to discuss these all in detail because there would be many episodes for just one topic in future. Like if I'm going to discuss index, then there would be many episodes coming in the index because it's a vast topic. I'll go into the depth of this in future episodes. So basically, index are created on the table fields, and which can be used to basically speeding of the search process. So if you are writing a SQL command to any of the table, so the way it retrieves data, if there are indices that you have created, it will be faster to. It is believed that it will be faster to retrieve. So that's where indexes are. To check whether there is index on this table or not, you can go here in Object Explorer and you can actually get that. So I am going to create this index on resident table, so I can go to the resident tables, in tables, and in resident tables. I can expand these and you can see that there is just one index here, which is a primary key index. So for your information, whenever you create a primary key, the default cluster index is already getting created for that primary key. So let's keep it very short here. So let me go and create the index here just to define and explain you the DDL command, which is create. So this index gets created, and you see that if you go here and you refresh this index, you see that another index gets created. Makes sense? You can anytime delete this index using drop. But the second thing is the function. The functions are those who are having any programming background. We know the function. They are the modular code written, and you can call it as many times as you wish. So this is the function that I'm going to create. This is the function which will basically take one number of days, and it will return number of days added to the current date, right? So let me go and create the function. So once we go and create the function gets created, and then if you want to see the function is working, let's go, and I'm supplying 5. So the current date is 26th, and then 5, then it becomes 1st October. So if you go here and come to the programmability in tables, in the database, expand the database, come to programmability, and then you have functions, right? So refresh this and you see that scalar function, and you have got the function that you have created. Make sense? The next thing is that view. So views are created basically at the top of any tables. So there is a separate again I told you that there would be a separate episodes on the views, but there are advantages creating the views. So how to create the views? You just go and you see that create. Okay, I've already created, so the view is existing. You can come here and you can see in views that the view is already there. Correct? Likewise, you can create procedures. The procedures also are pre-compiled code. We will be talking in details, but using create DDL, you can create procedures. Procedures gets created, and you can execute this procedure using exact. You can see the procedures displaying in programmability. So you come here, you go to the programmability, and you go to the stored procedure, and you should see your stored procedures which you have created here. Make sense? And then finally, you're going to create trigger. So trigger is something that executes automatically on the basis of when do they execute. So you see something here after insert. So they are the events. This trigger will execute after the insert. after any insert on this resident table. Make sense? So this is how, and you see here is inserted. This is the magic table. So again, it's a very interesting topic to discuss, but I'm not going more into this today. So this way you can create triggers as well on the table. So let's go and create table trigger on this table. Table trigger gets created. You can anytime go to the table, which is resident table, and expand it, and you can come to the trigger section, and you see that your trigger is created here. Make sense? So I understand that all this create DDL is pretty much clear to you. We have created all these database objects here. Next is drop. This basically deletes the database object. So whatever that you have created, like table, index, view, the stored procedure, that can be dropped using drop, right? So this is a drop DDL. Other DDL is alter. This helps to alter database objects. For example, if you want to alter the table, then what can be altered? Suppose you have created some constant on a table, and you want that the constant has to be altered. You want to add something, or you want to delete that, or you want to add another constant on that same constant. So this can be used for altering. You can alter function. You have already created a function, and second time you want to change it, so you can use alter, like or stored procedures, triggers, anything that can be done using alter. So this is once again DDL. And the final is truncate. So truncate basically could be used for emptying a complete database table. So you see, this is, we have seen in the beginning that this is data definition. It is not data manipulation, it is data definition. But the way truncate works, and that's why this has been categorized as data definition language, right? So basically, if you have a huge table and you want to empty it, so that can be used, the truncate can be used in that case, right? So there are significant differences between truncate. So basically a DDL, truncate is a DDL, data definition, wherein if you have delete all or delete a star, it is DML, right? So the way delete star works is different from what truncate works. So when you use truncate, so it does implicit commit. And so commit and rollback are two things. If you have done something, this will never be returned back. That is something called commit. And rollback is something that can be returned back. Let's say you've deleted something that you want to retrieve back. So if you're using truncate, you can't commit it or rollback it, but that can be done with delete. So truncate is much faster because the way it works is much faster. So especially if you have a larger tables, then you can use truncate command over there. Truncate is a minimum logging instead of logging each row in deletion. So what happens when you use delete, it works with each row and hence it takes more time. So if you are clear about your table to be emptied, then use truncate. Truncate resets the identity column. So there is something called identity. So in SQL Server, you can create a field wherein the value of it will keep on increasing, like 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can specify a seed value. So seed is the initial value and it keep on increasing. So what happens if you delete it? Let's say the value got increases up to 100. So if even if you deleted all the data from the table using delete, the another record will be inserted from 101, not 100. But truncate, if you do, it resets. It will again start from 0. And the next difference is truncate, when truncates or deletes the data, the delete trigger is not executed. You cannot use where clause in truncate. These are a couple of differences. They are very important. Many interviews, these questions are asked, the difference between these two. So you can have these pointers over there. Make sense? And the final is rename. So rename is not directly a DDL, rename is not used. Instead, we have something called SP rename. So if you want to, let's say you have a table called EMP, and now you want to rename it to employee. So you can do it like this: SP rename dbo.emp employee. If you have a column, and if the column was having like employee.salary, you want to rename it to income, so that can be renamed. Let's see these things in action. I am in SQL Server back again, and I have a table called EMP. You can see I am going to rename this EMP to employee. So I'm using SP rename dbo.emp to employee. So this has got, okay, employee is already there. So I'm going to tell it employee 1. So this gets changed. Now you see that there is no EMP. So now this EMP has got changed to employee 1. So you see that employee 1 gets displayed. Now this salary, the field name salary needs to be changed to, renamed to income, right? So I can do that. Rename table name and the field name to be changed to this one and column. So this gets changed. Now you see there income. Make sense? I hope that the concept that discussed about DDL is pretty much clear to you. We have talked about truncate, rename, create, drop, alter, and we have also navigated to assignment number 7. Please try to do those assignments. Try to create new 2 tables and insert data into that. See you in the next episode. Bye-bye.
Subscribe for more updates. Comment or write us at mailtocodewithabby@gmail.com. Thanks for watching.